Winston can't fire the one downfield, and he is sacked back at the 38-yard line. First NFL sack for Nick Bosa.
For Baker Mayfield. Mayfield trying to get away. The ball comes loose, and the 49ers recover. And it's Nick Bosa with the football.
Up front, and look at Bosa work. The effort, knocked on the ground, chasing after the quarterback, getting the ball.
Great response by Cleveland if they can get 7 out of it. Chubb trying to get to the outside and unable to do so. Tart and Bosa combining there for that loss.
Screen play, something short just to get some tempo.
Pressure again, and he goes down again. As is Nick Bosa crashing home on Baker Mayfield.
Just a 4-man rush.
2nd and 12. He gets him again. The ball comes out, and Cleveland recovers. Nick Bosa has been unstoppable against Baker tonight.
Bosa one-on-one against Robinson. Just watch his hands, and he sheds. A little bit, not even a great move, but just turning his hips toward the offensive lineman. No wasted movement.
Well, then failing on 4th down, the run to Peterson, and then the fumble by Peterson, and now a fitting sack by the 49er defense. Nick Bosa sailing through.
And a first down now at the 43 of the Niners. And unable to get away from Nick Bosa with his 2nd sack of the game and the 5th overall for the 49ers. 3rd down and 22. Allen can't get away from Bosa again. And Bonifant has come in for him. And the pass is going to be picked off by Bosa. Nick Bosa. Can't bring him down till he gets to the 8-yard line. Wow.
Here's Hill, straight run, trying to get to the edge. He can't get there. Nick Bosa. What a play. Breeze going to swing it to Kamara. Tipped away by Nick Bosa. He is everywhere for this 49ers defense. And
Time for Ryan, but he's sacked anyway. Nick Bosa.
Cousins stepping up, stepping away, but can't get away. Nick Bosa is right there for the sack.
Four-man rush. Rodgers is sacked. Bosa and Buckner. Mahomes has it knocked out of his hands. He's able to get back on top of it, but Nick Bosa knocked it out of the hands of Mahomes in a loss of 7.
From the 25-yard line. And on first down, they'll try to run. Oh, penetration from Nick Bosa. First time we've called his name.
On 3rd down and short, 4-man rush. Pressure on Jalen Hurts. And down he goes. Nick Bosa in the thick of it.
Yeah, we'll set him up. You know, he's been going around the edge. Now he's going to go right into him, create the bull rush. Here it is. Turn your shoulder, drive him into the quarterback. You've got plenty of pressure.
Pocket collapsing, and there's Nick Bosa, his 4th sack already this season.
That's just like run around a hula hoop right there, getting to the quarterback. You got to be able to dip and use your leverage in.
See, they got a jumbo tight end here, Alex Bars.
And Ryan Nall is the back. They'll fake to him. Here comes Bosa. Flag is thrown. Fields hit the deck. And it's going to be a holding penalty either way.
I think they're going to get him. He's going to give up the sack, and I think they're going to call him for a hold. It's not an
3rd and 3 at the 24-yard line. This is Connor, and Connor pounced on in the backfield. And nothing doing. Bosa with this.
And how many times did I draw a holding penalty?
Yeah, I mean, he's double teamed on every play. And down goes Trevor Lawrence as Nick Bosa.
Oh, what a great move back inside.
Yeah, bear hug right.
This was already the 9th possession of the game, 5th for the Vikings as Cousins is wrapped up And taken down, 11th sack of the season, Nick Bosa.
Has really put them in a tough position. 3rd and 3. Burrow pulls it down and is brought down by Nick Bosa.
Pitts. Ryan, crumbling pocket. Here comes Bosa.
I think the ball came out too.
I think there was a fumble on the play at the 38. Cordero Patterson hit by Bosa. Slowed enough there that they...
Fake it. Pressure coming. Tannehill tries to set up a screen, and that goes backwards. Nick Bosa all over it. Just destroyed the play.
Stafford is sacked. Exactly what the 49ers needed, and Nick Bosa gets there.
What a time to have it, right?
Yeah, but 3rd and 13 to start.
Pressure, and Bosa's there!
Nick Bosa got to him back at the 10-yard line.
Wonderfully designed play, right? I'm going to chip you right here, so we got double team help? No. You go up and under, and that creates, you got to have movement.
Of Matt LaFleur and the Packers. 13 runs, 13 throws. Here's throw number 14. Instead, it tries to get run number 14, and Bosa brings down Rodgers. Rodgers' ball gets hit. It is on the ground, and let's see who comes away with it. Stafford brought down, sacked by Bosa.
And that was one of the areas that Justin Fields thought he might be able to exploit.
On 3rd down, he's in trouble, and there's Nick Bosa on this loaded front 7. There's the headliner.
Or a touchdown, get yourself right back in it.
Smith with Bosa charging in. It's Nick Bosa with a sack. 4-man twist up front. Smith unable to get away. And guess who?
And that's what caused Stafford to get it out and be incomplete.
3rd down and 9. Bosa. The sack.
1st and 10 for Mahomes. Pressure, and he's sacked. First one of the day, and it's Bosa who gets home.
And it's scary to see what they're going to look like post-bye if they can continue to add these fresh bodies coming back off injured reserve.
And there comes Bosa, and Stafford is down.
Getting goal, Herbert. Escape. He was going to try to flip it, but Bosa had his right leg. And Nick Bosa.
Tagovailoa looks to throw. He'll have no chance. He's sacked by Bosa. Out of the timeout, 3rd and 8. 49ers twist up front and get to Tagovailoa. Bosa again. One of his best games as a 49er. Down 9 with 2 to go. Tagovailoa hit as he throws. Ball is out. Ball is live. And it is a touchdown for Dre Greenlaw.
And that's what Nick Bosa is for the Niners. You get your initial push inside, force him to climb, but he is so relentless. You can see him get that ball punched out.
2nd and 21, and down he goes. Speaking of 97.
So look how low he is. Maintains his balance and then finish.
San Francisco, Washington. And look out from behind. It was Bosa bringing down the quarterback, Taylor Heineke, at the 27. Nice block by the top. Fumble again. Recovered, it looks like, by San Francisco. It popped right up. Has Heineke fumbled again?
Right there trying to rip it away from him, but Bosa, as you said, Kevin, he hits that elbow. The ball pops straight up in the air.
In the NFL. Wow, he's going to go down inside the 45. Nick Bosa, 18.5 sacks, continuing to add on to his NFL league-leading total.
Sometimes when you just get beat like this, and again, we've seen so many times in his career, Nick Bosa, he's just got so much speed and power and closes.
2nd and short. He's got it again. Waits for something to develop. It never does, and it's Nick Bosa there to shut him down.
Watch him on the left edge. Watch everybody coming his way, right? Here come your pullers. They're supposed to block and kick you out. He fights through both of them.
Pressure. Ball is out. San Francisco's got it. It was all Nick Bosa.
Elliott. Absolutely nowhere. Nick Bosa.
But this whole offense is built around Jalen Hurts. There's no doubt about that.
And Hurts in trouble, and he is just going to get out of the end zone. Bosa wrapped him up.
Typically, one person's assigned to the running back, and one person's assigned to the quarterback. In this case, Nick Bosa said, forget it. I'm just going to defend everybody. They're trying to get Jalen Hurts around the edge there.